Welcome to Yellowstone, America's first national park. Have you ever wondered how an animal you might never see, like a wolf, can change the shape of a river or even help the grove of willow trees grow taller? The ecosystem here looks vast and wild, but all species play a critical role not only to the food web, but even the topography. Let's take a deeper look at keystone species and how they shape the balance of Yellowstone's landscape. First, we'll discuss trophic cascades. So what is a trophic cascade? Simply put, a trophic cascade is like a chain reaction. When you add or remove a key species, everything above and below it in the food web starts to shift. Yellowstone's most famous trophic cascade began when wolves were removed and later reintroduced. When wolves were removed from Yellowstone, the elk populations grew much larger because their main predator was gone. This meant that the elk browsed heavily on willows, aspens, and cottonwoods. Especially young shoots and forest regeneration stalled, riverbanks degraded, and songbirds and beavers declined due to habitat loss. This had a major impact on more than just wildlife. The landscape itself began to shift, and not for the positive. In 1995, wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, and the impacts were rapidly successful. When the wolves returned, elk behavior changed. They avoided risky areas like rivers and valleys and young forests, and elk spent less time browsing in willow and aspen stands. Elk population gradually decreased to a more sustainable level, and aspen and willow finally regrew, providing habitat for birds, insects, and small mammals, and cottonwood stands began to recover along streams. The ripple effects were seen throughout the entire ecosystem, just due to one keystone species. Beavers returned because willows and aspens had become abundant again. Their dams created ponds, wetlands, and habitat for amphibians, fish, and waterfowl. Scavengers benefited as wolves leave behind carcasses. Ravens, eagles, foxes, bears, and coyotes benefit from more available carrion. Rivers bounced back with more stable vegetation on banks, stream channels became more stable, and this reduced erosion and improved water quality. When we protect predators, plants, rivers, and even songbirds benefit. So as you explore Yellowstone today, remember that the health of this park depends on the balance of all of its living parts, large, small, seen, and unseen. Thank you for coming to my presentation, and here are my references.